Hi there and welcome to our brand new podcast, Most Ruthless. My name is Aidan and I'm joined by my co-hosts Rayal and James, and today we're going to be concluding which derby is most ruthless.
We'll start with a general discussion, bringing our own insights and opinions to such a divisive topic, before we then take to the streets of Manchester to listen to the opinions of you, the public.
Finally, we'll conclude this episode with a fun game of a winner stays on to truly determine the most ruthless footballing derby in the world.
Rayal, James, thank you very much for joining us on Most Ruthless. I guess just to start the episode, we're just going to talk a little bit about our own personal rivalries with the clubs that we support. Rayal, if you could just sum up in a few words what the El Clasico means to you.
To be fair, it's like it's like trained hate, and it's obviously it's one of the biggest derbys in the world, and obviously it goes back to national team players pushing each other in the face, fighting. I remember Guardiola getting pushed in the face by Ronaldo. These moments that you remember, and obviously to this day, I still hate Barca. Anything to do with them, I hate Barca. And even, for example, when people come to me saying, "Oh, Lamine Yamal, best player in the world," whoever, I don't care about his talent. He's a Barca player, so
That's enough for you.
I don't care. But I think that's it for me. It's just been trained in me to hate him. What about you, Aidan?
Well, I've got a couple to choose from, haven't I? Chelsea and Arsenal. Obviously, let's talk about the North London derby. Let's focus on the main one. It's just such ingrained hatred. I can't describe to you that feeling on match day. Just the intensity of anger between the two sides. And if you're an Arsenal fan walking down Seven Sisters Road in an Arsenal kit on match day, you're asking to get punched. You're asking to get hit. It's just, it's ruthless. Yeah. It's unbelievable.
It is ruthless.
But that's enough from me. James, talk to me. The Old Farm derby.
The Old Farm El Tractico, as we like to call it. It's a bit of a change of pace from El Clasico and North London derby, but I think it gets a lot of hate from the football community. I'm not sure why. I think it's because we're out the way a bit. But when you've got two counties with one team in, one proper team in each, Norfolk, Suffolk, and you get down to that border, it's really, really big. It's our own little world, but it is big. And you talk about players and managers fighting. We've had a few of them over the years. Paul Lambert, what a traitor, going to Ipswich, of course. And the hatred towards Marcelino Nunez at the Old Firm earlier this year was unbelievable.
Now it's time to hear your opinions. Last week we headed out to Old Trafford to gain some pretty interesting insight into what they think is the greatest derby in world football.
What's the bigger derby, Liverpool or City?
Liverpool.
Okay. I'm going to say Liverpool as well.
Nowadays, Liverpool, yeah, that's what's going on with it.
We smashed them last time, so yes!
It's got to be Manchester. It's more deep-rooted. It's the history of it all. It's been from day one.
Actually, nowadays, the city is growing bigger and bigger and stronger. But since I remember, the derby of Manchester was very important. The derby of Milan was very good. Nowadays, not really. In 2000, 2010, the derby of Milan was very good. But the derby of Manchester was always on the top.
Okay, and finally, as a United fan, if you had to take one City player into your 11 right now, who would it be?
No, there's not a chance I'm taking any City player in my 11. I'm red till I die.
He's no longer in Manchester City, but I would say Kevin De Bruyne.
No, not a single one of them. None.
Same answer, none. We don't need anyone.
What did you say?
Bellingham.
Bellingham has
No.
From Liverpool.
Oh, Musala.
Salah.
Okay.
No, I say none. We don't need any of that.
No. I'd rather have one of them in us.
We already have someone better than Salah. Ahmad, isn't he?
Okay, fair. Yeah.
He's the next Salah, man. I said it last year, and he's doing way better than Salah this year, isn't he?
No, hey, I'm not against you there. I'm not against you. I remark. Okay. You're not a fan of Lemons?
Well, I'm still giving him time, but do not remark from City.
Okay.
Now it's time for a game of winner stays on. Aidan and Rayal will start with two UK derbies. Once they've decided which one is bigger, I will then list another 5 derbies from around the world until we finally settle the ultimate debate. So the first versus I've got up is Norwich Ipswich against Manchester United Liverpool. Which one do you boys think is the bigger derby?
Don't think there's any comparison. There's no comparison there.
No, bro.
Look, don't get me wrong. Norwich Ipswich in its own right is a good derby. I know as a Norwich fan there might be a bit of allegiance there, but obviously I think it speaks for itself that there's a lot more prestige in Manchester United versus Liverpool.
So that's your winner over Norwich Ipswich.
Yeah, I think that's.
I agree. To be
That's fair enough. But it's fair enough. Okay, so United Liverpool against Bayern Munich against Borussia Dortmund.
That's much more closer contest.
Okay. If we're talking most ruthless,
There'll be some English bias here because
obviously,
we see the derby, but
I want to say Liverpool United, but I do know how.
I do feel inclined to agree, but like the Yellow Wall, when Bayern come down, it's like.
See, I think if this was to help, both derbies have come out of teams being good rather than obviously you've got proximity of Liverpool United, but Borussia Dortmund Bayern is more because they've both been at the top for a while. No geography.
I think we'll just edge it with United Liverpool. That's my preference anyway. I don't know about.
No, I agree. I say just about.
So next is an all-English affair: the Time Weird derby against United Liverpool.
Now that is a very tricky one because obviously it's only just coming back into the Premier League. There was obviously a meeting between in the FA Cup a couple of years ago. I would be inclined, although obviously the Manchester Liverpool is a huge derby, just because it hasn't happened for years. The intensity, the rivalry, the bad blood it'll be an unbelievable atmosphere.
Especially if it's not played often. I feel like United and Liverpool, they're in the same league. They might meet sometimes in a cup, so I feel like they play often. So I feel like when you play as often as that, the rivalry kind of dies down.
I think it's the rarity of it.
Do you think there's a case to be made that Liverpool United's almost trivialised because it's played so often?
Yeah, I think maybe it's watered down a little bit in terms of its ferocity because of how often they do play. So I think by that rationale, probably will go for the Time Weird.
So finally, we come on to the Time Weird derby against, I think you all know by now, the Old Firm. Which derby is most ruthless?
Well, similar argument here because, yes, historically the Old Firm is probably the biggest derby in the UK. I don't think there's any question about that.
Okay.
But if we're talking about most ruthless, I mean, it's very rare in all formats or cups in the league that Celtic and Rangers they meet up all the time, and when you get to sort of the fifth meeting of the year, it kind of takes away the sting of the derby a little bit. That's where I was saying the ferocity.
Yeah, but to be fair, my opinion on that is, I've seen obviously that derby is more political. There's a lot of history behind it, and me, to be fair, for me, off the fact alone that away fans aren't allowed in the stadium, for me, I think it takes it.
Yeah, I mean, walking down in a Rangers shirt to the Celtic end, you're asking for a death wish, aren't you? Really, I mean, it is.
People have died.
It's crazy. Well, okay, by that rationale, that's decided, isn't it? Someone's died, so that's got to be. It's got to be the Old Firm.
Someone's died, so yeah.
So our final answer is the Old Firm.
You're saying the Old Firm is most ruthless, and I suppose it's the fact that you can play it so many times, and yet you still get that. I don't know
gets old.
Never gets old.
Thank you very much, James.
Thank you very much, boys. So we've decided that the Old Firm derby is the most ruthless. So that concludes our game of Winner Stays On, and Aidan and Rael have decided that the Old Firm derby is the most ruthless.
Thank you very much for joining us on this week's episode of Most Ruthless. If you enjoyed this content and would like to see more of this series, then please like and subscribe to this video with post notifications turned on so that you don't miss a single video that we upload. Thank you again to my co-hosts James and Rael for providing their insight on this topic, and we'll see you soon in the next one. Bye-bye.